Hello everyone and welcome to Make Your Reel in iOS by Megan Kane, 17th of March 2017. These are the iOS tools that I personally use. You have Trim and Cut, Video Crop, MTSR, and iMovie. Trim and Cut trims off or cuts portions of your footage so you can have clips to put into your film. Video Crop crops the footage. For example, if you have items you don't want in your footage, you can crop those out. iMovie lets you put it all together. You can also do your voiceover in iMovie, especially if you're like talking over a video clip. However, for this type of thing, I like to use MTSR, where I'm doing the audio in MTSR and then adding it as a separate sound track to iMovie. The process begins with getting your raw footage. Whether you film that on your iPhone, iPad, a digital camera, or you have actual clips from work that you've done in theater or movies or commercials, the process is the same, regardless of where you got your footage. This is in the first tool that I showed you, Trim and Cut. This is the free version. You can see the ads all along the bottom. Free version works just fine. So, you open it up and you have a display of all the different videos that are available. You select one, hit select up top, it opens up into what you see in the next picture. And that's when you start picking where your beginning and end of your cut are. You can notice on the top portion, you can do inclusive or exclusive, meaning that you can keep before and after, or you can just take the middle. Now, I usually just take the middle because I usually want a defined section. However, if you have a blooper, somebody walked through the middle of your thing, if you just want to cut out a piece in the middle, the other one works just well. You can see which one I've got selected. So you set your start, you set your end, and then you click export, and that starts the trimming process. It takes a little while, depends on how long it is, how much time it takes, and then it asks you what you want to do with it. So you can save it to your phone, you can save it to Dropbox. If you scroll over, you can Google Drive, you can email it, whatever you want to do with it. I typically save the video because I'm going to need it for iMovie. So you can see here that it's finished, it's very happy, but you can then take different clips out of the same video segment. So one thing I'll do is if I like different portions, because I'll usually stand up and do a fairly long video of myself doing monologues, or in this case dancing, and then I will trim it. So you can take multiple clips of the same thing. After you have your clips done, if any of them need to be cropped, you can go to the iCrop, or Video Crop, as it's called, and you can crop your video there. So if you look here, you can see that it looks very similar. They're made by the same people. And you can see this video has a round portion that I've selected, has a round portion on it. This is because I was using a wide angle lens on my iPhone. However, I was using it with my case, and this ended up with, as you can see, having a little bit of round part visible. So I needed to crop that out. And in the one on the right-hand side, you can see a little bit of my grill and a little bit of a table. So I didn't want those to be in the final cut, so I edited them out. You just click export and it processes, says where do you want to save it. Just like the other one, I usually save the video to my phone so that I can use it in iMovie later. And when you're finished, this is what you see. You can then take multiple different crops and export it. So if you don't like the way it turned out, you can recrop it. Finally, we go into iMovie. So in iMovie, this is what we have. When you open it up, this is what you'll see on your iPhone. So you can see a couple of my videos here. You click the big plus button to get a new project, and you get to select what type of project you're making, a movie or trailer. So I've never used the trailer function, however, I have played with it. I've never actually made anything using it. Looks kind of cool. Movie, very cool. When you get into movie, you get to choose one of your templates. I typically do either the simple one or do the first one. After you've selected which one you want, and you can preview what it looks like, you click create. Once you've created your movie, this is what you get, a blank screen. You click the little media button to select your video, photos, or audio. If you select a video and it has audio in it, it will import and will not create a separate track. It will be tied to the video. If you do not want to hear your audio from your clip, like I didn't want to hear the dogs barking and background noise in my dance clips, so what I did was I muted them. If you have selected a clip, there will be a little sound button and you can click it to mute, just like you do on your computer or your iPhone or your iPad. When you want to mute it, you click the little speaker button. So as you can see on the right hand side, I've selected videos at least twice at this point, and I have 2 clips visible. So you can add as many as you want to make your video however long you want, but once you've done that and you've got all your clips in, you usually want to add your music. If you've got a voice in your, or background noise in your primary clip that you want visible to hear, you may not want to add music. Like I didn't add music in my reels. However, I did add music to my dance ones. So adding the music happens here. You select the little media button again, and then you select your audio, and it pulls up your playlist. This is my non-vocal playlist, so all of my songs that have no words in them. And I added, so the green line is your audio. I added it and then I selected it, and it looked a lot like the thing on the right hand side with the yellow thing around it, and I was able to clip it so that it ended between the 2 segments. Now after I clipped it, which I used the split to clip it, I then added another one. So I added this Magicians of the Red Wind for the next piece. Now at the beginning of a clip you can't split it. Anywhere but the beginning you can split the audio clip. It's quite useful. Once you've got your photos, your video, your audio all figured out, now you need to take a look at your settings. If you click the little gear box in the lower right hand corner, it will pop up into project settings. Now you can choose to have a filter. You can change your theme. You can add theme music. You can have it fade in and out from black. You can change the speed. All sorts of interesting things from the project settings. Now, once you've got that good and you're happy, click to export the movie. Now you do that by clicking Done in the upper left-hand corner of your primary screen. So if you go back to the previous slide, you can see that there's a Done button next to My Movie 6. That's the one you click in order for it to save. And then you export it. Click the little button, and you can choose where to export it to. I have chosen to export this movie to my photo library. Like the other apps, you can choose to export it to Dropbox, Google Drive, directly to YouTube. It depends where you want it to go. I just exported it to the photo library because that was easiest. Now, the last slide of my presentation, this is my credits slide that I put at the end of my reel because I added music to this one, so you can see that I am the dancer and videographer because I set up the video. And the music came from different places, most of it from my playlist, one thing from the iMovie assets, and I used Google Slides to create that. Well, that's the end. So any questions, please comment, or you can email me at truthian@truthian.com, as it says on the slide.